All right. Another day, some more Leetcode problems, and we got some news that I want to talk about. So that's good. That is cool. All right, let me opt into this one of this Leetcode thing. So first thing, I have crossed a new rating. We're at 1698. It's almost 1700 and 12.82% better than I guess these people by percentiles. We have a contest coming up in 3 days, so hopefully I'm gonna do well on that one. I think I am. I've been putting in the practice this week. Not a whole lot though, honestly. Like this is probably less green, but also this one was also really less green, so who knows? But I believe. I believe. I need to like work on maybe like one of these or one of the old contest problems for like those stupid rectangles and stuff. But anyways, okay, so that's that, right? That is that. I think my computer is deciding not to really work right now. Okay, yeah, part two. Casual Vim. What is up? What is up? Got a rating boost a bit from the last contest. Not even a bit. It was actually pretty massive. It's pretty massive. But hopefully I can reach 1750. Maybe reach it this weekend. Who knows? Depending on how I do. Probably not. Pog on a log. Heck yes. Let's go. All right. Second thing that I wanted to go over was Nico actually put out like a pretty good video actually. This one's I kind of like it. I don't think most people are really going to care about it, but basically he kind of went over that like, oh yeah, the Devon AI people are like really good at competitive programming. I think BetSimp talked about this maybe a little bit, but like we have this video of like Neil Wu like just deadlifting like how much is this? How many pounds is this? I think it's 300, maybe 350, 350 pounds. And then we have like just the Devon AI people. Like I mean these people, this is probably pretty groundbreaking like technology, and like all of them are like Olympiads or whatever, like lead coders essentially. But why is this relevant? This is really important because if you talk to people on like LinkedIn or other software engineers, you'll get like the biggest copium, which is that like people who like score like in these like high levels are just like useless when it comes to software engineering. Like that is so ridiculous to me. Honestly, it is the biggest cope that people who can spend 5,000 hours studying algorithms like don't know how to program. And so like I think in this video, I haven't even watched all of it, but like I think in the video, Nico was like looking at the code or this guy or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, man, these are like good comments and stuff." Every single day, heck yeah. No condom, Chris. What is up? What is up? Yeah, I was going over this kind of neat code video. I thought this one was pretty cool, and but it's kind of sucks because I don't think that many people are even gonna care. But I think he was like doing a video about talking about the Devon AI people and how they're like basically like Olympiads. Like they're and my guess is that he's kind of like branching this into that Leetcode can help you. I don't think it's that Leetcode helps you, but I just think that like if you have a person who can study like nonstop, like they're gonna be really strong. They're probably gonna just be strong in like all areas of life, honestly. Like in whatever I guess that they kind of decide to do. It's like the Bill Gates thing, I think, right? Where people are like, what the F? New neat code video. Heck yes. New neat code video. We got the boy. Yeah, it's kind of like I think it's like the Bill Gates thing where people are like, where, I don't know what you call it. Oh yeah, where I think what is it that people say like, oh, Bill Gates dropped out of college, so therefore dropping out of college is smart. It's like Bill Gates got into Harvard, right? He did like what 90% of people couldn't do. In Rosis Bet Simp. Let me go down with that video. A true hater. Spoken like a true hater. Yes. BetSimp, do you have a YouTube channel? BetSimp should have a YouTube channel. I don't think he does because he does not plug it or announce it at all. But he definitely should make one. Definitely should make one. That's what I was gonna say. Like, yeah, this Leetcode video is actually this one's he's actually like honestly speaking, because he's kind of like this video is kind of aimed at like all the people who think that like again Leetcoders are just like Leetcode monkeys or whatever. It's like I guess kind of drawing light to that, and then he's like shows this video of Neil Wu like deadlifting this thing, which we kind of talked about already, but okay. Also, I need to like actually put the stream chat thing on here again. Where's the how do I do that? Twitch pop out, pop out, pop out, pop out, pop out, pop out. Where is this? Okay, cool. What is here? Do you have a YouTube channel? No. Maybe I'll make one once I solve every Leetcode problem. You really should make one. It's like super easy too, bro. You can do some really cool things with like the YouTube, with with exporting on Twitch and like clipping stuff. It's like super easy. Somebody help my boy out. Steven code stuff. The meta 996 is destroying his mental. His recent submissions are just a bunch of SQL problems. What do you mean? Who's that? Who's Steven? D, he can't quit the golden handcuffs. He's trying to though. Maybe he'll stream again. Did you watch the rant I posted yesterday on Enrosa's stream? No, I wanted to watch it, or I wanted Enrosa stop streaming. I was gonna remind him. I was gonna remind him to go watch that video. Yeah, I was gonna watch it. I bookmarked it though, so I can like look at it later. Yeah, I bookmarked it though, so I could look at it later. And I could probably watch it on stream right now, honestly. I wasn't planning on doing like a whole lot. I did some of Pat's problems, but these were 1500s. So I was gonna go ahead and do an 1800 problem pretty soon. But I did want to talk about like several of these things because I also think I want to try to make a clip. 699, almost on the 699 too. Tomorrow will be 69. Though I don't not sure how it would play into that. But oh, also rating boost at 1698 would have been cool if it was 699, but and we're a top 12% now. So what a ways to come, going from down here in 2021 to just hardcore grinding. Got that unemployment vibe. Yeah, so yeah, so I wanted to, I guess, to just hit those things. I think I might be able to clip this and then have this as a YouTube video, but like one was this thing, and then two was just like, I don't know, I think it's like so stupid. It like just the Leetcode monkey thing, it just like doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, no, I think they're just like really, it's not that Leetcode makes you better. I think that like these people are just on a different level. When you have someone who can just like grind out like 400 hours, like, to get a job or whatever, like they're probably gonna be good at software engineering. But I think it's just big cope. It's like the hardest cope that people think that like they will spend like 4 hours a day like software engineering or whatever programming, and they think that people who spend like 9, I don't know, it's stupid. Okay, second thing I want to talk about was I kind of mentioned this before, like with like the whole like mental type of thing, and I don't know, I kind of want to bring it up too because I actually think it's really relevant, but might be out of my wheelhouse honestly. But I don't know, I'm reading this stuff is like super just like foreign to me. But let me see. I received a rejection email from a recruiter at Microsoft. Right, asked for a 30-minute call to discuss next steps. I had the call a few hours ago, right? And then I think they just asked like 2 details or whatever, but then they got a rejection from 1 hour later. And he judged me by my voice because my mind is literally blown right now. I swear this market is a 24/7 assault on your confidence. Well, this is like one thing I've kind of said that like, bro, this is like the first time I failed a hiring screen. It is so crazy. Like a hiring, like an HR screen. I think since 2019, I've done like so many things, and it's like very rare that like they just don't even bother to give me the technical assignment. That's it. I'm not sure. Like, I don't even know what the heck happened in this for this guy, but that's kind of like I think that's really the market. That's at least in my opinion. That's what I've been seeing. And what's the other thing? Other part of this? I think maybe they passed it to the hiring manager, but it'd be really weird to get rejected 1 hour later from a hiring manager. So I don't know. But second part of this that I thought was just super weird was that like I swear this market is like a 24 assault on your confidence. That's so weird. I've never like felt that my confidence was attacked because I got rejected. Oh, the ratings finally updated. Yep, we got the ratings updated. The ratings updated. I think you still have yours too, right? I think it's in Rosis 64 or 94. You said you wanted to change it for your stream. So we got 1792. My goal is actually don't even honestly I would say that my goal would be to try to reach in Roses or like surpass him, but I don't even think that's gonna happen because you're actually grinding out really, really hard. So I don't think I'm even gonna elapse that, honestly, but maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But you're like 300 problems ahead of me. So I don't think it's happening. Okay. Um I don't know. It's like super weird. I think that like I don't even know. But like I've seen like stuff like this too before. This person got rejected at Apple and they were like I feel devastated. Devastated? I've never felt devastated. Like I'll get like surprised, but it all this stuff basically is just say like I don't know. I think that like my guess is that people just suffer like just significantly more than I do, and I think I think it's kind of tied to like they're kind of just mental like, and I've said this before, but like there's like multiple ways of kind of like internalizing. Like you can kind of attach your happiness to like external events. So like if something goes up, then you're happy. Like if something goes down, then you're sad. But like it's probably like honestly, it's probably unhealthy like in the long term. Like yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think shoot, and I'm trying to like wait for this thing. I think that if you like, I think if more people meditated or something, zombie killer whale. What is up? What is up? Which yeah, I don't know. Probably I'll say that like I guess one thing I will say is that like since meditating, like I've probably been doing it, I guess maybe for like the past like 4 months, like kind of on and off. But like since meditating, I probably like this stuff like doesn't impacts me like way less. Not to say that I don't care completely, but like um yeah, the idea of just feeling devastated, because of that, because it just doesn't make any sense really. Like, but it makes sense like from like a logical standpoint, so I can understand like people like you really really wanted something and you didn't get it, and so like now you're like, right, but like in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. But I think anyways, I think a meditation will probably help alleviate, like people who like get devastated. I think what happens is that like you can kind of like have your own sense of happiness that's like internal, right? Like without needing, drugs or without needing like to eat a lot of food or something like that to like cope, but like literally just like being okay, like just inside. Um, anyways, that's my rant and trying to convert people to doing that. But yeah, no, this thing I've been feeling devastated. Getting an assault on my confidence. I failed Google, like I've failed, tons of interviews. I'm still unemployed. But I don't. I just kind of know that like there's just no possible way. I think maybe it'll happen too though, but like then I'll just move back home with my parents. But yeah, my mental is not this shattered or not this tied to the stuff. Okay, I guess that's it then. Oh yeah, also I want to watch that video too. That that casual Vim enjoyer linked. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do the Leetcode problem, and then I think then we'll call it for the stream. Bro, I never like recorded that video. I still have to do it. What am I doing? Okay, and also I need to find out where that video is, or you could link it again. You could link it again too if you wanted. Casual Vim. I think I put it in my watch later. Also, bro, Pat's stream was wild yesterday. Was wild. What about ego though? Like imagine you did hundreds of hours of Leetcode, you grind it out in uni, you feel confident, at the end you get ghosted. Yeah, like it's annoying. Like I think it's just annoying and it makes me angry, but like it doesn't, like that stuff happening doesn't make me uh feel devastated. But yeah, I think, but also like, you know, that's kind of like the one thing too. Like I think actually one of my favorite parts about meditation is like kind of the disillusion of the ego. So like, I think, right. So again, this is kind of maybe like a going kind of like spiritual stuff, but like this is kind of just what because I've been like kind of following all this stuff. But like, so essentially like there's like your ego, and I guess in like a spiritual sense is, I mean, when you have like a big ego, you'll feel like they owe you a job. Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, like there are like different types of meditations for like different things. And like one is like actually dissolving the ego. So like the ego, I guess like in this sense, what I'm talking about is that like you have certain characteristics that like you are you and you do not want those things to change. So it'll be like, you know, like I'm a smart person. Um And so like you kind of see this characteristic trait as you. You like if you were like, you know, 8 years old or something, and this is a problem that happens a lot with like really smart kids, is that this is like the gifted kid problem, I guess, where they kind of grew up their entire lives and everybody told them they are smart, and so this becomes like their ego, right? This becomes a part of them. And the problem though occurs when they want to try something new, and then they hit a different, they get like an internal conflict within themselves. Like when they try something new, they're like, dang man, I suck at this. And then they say like, oh wait, but I'm smart, like I'm not supposed to suck at this. And as a result, like because of that, they kind of embrace like this thing like, oh well, smart people don't suck at things, and then they don't like kind of try new things. So like the gifted kid problem or whatever is just that like you I think I'm pretty sure, right? Again, I'm pretty sure, but like with people who were like raised gifted, they kind of like tend to just not want to try new things because of like that ego. But anyways, there's like meditation techniques that like, you know, dissolve this, right? And so like you don't say I am a smart person, you don't identify with being smart, like you just kind of exist as a human. Because when you start doing this, then you're stuck. You're stuck into like the way of thinking of, oh, I need to be like into this way, and like it's gonna kind of affect your behaviors. It's kind of like the same thing too with like you could really do this with anything. Like if somebody's like, my guess would be if somebody's overweight, right? They'll say like, oh well, I'm overweight. Overweight people can't do this thing, and so you kind of like create barriers within yourself mentally. But like, yeah, but this is just a lot of like, I guess mindset, just more mindset stuff. Um but like you shouldn't feel, wasn't that just fat acceptance? No, not even like, but like not even to say that. I'm talking about ego. Like it doesn't have to be like if somebody's smart or if somebody's fat, like I'm not saying that like, it's just that like you don't identify your identity, like um your identity is not tied to some external trait. So it doesn't have to be like, it's not accepting that you are fat. It's just that like you are not, like there are two entities and like you are like, you know, you don't have to fit in this bucket, right? You don't have to consider yourself a lead coder or anything like that. Like, bro, you're just like someone who's living, or like you, like if you say like, oh well, I am sad, right? It's just like you take things and you don't become anything. Your identity just exists in nothing. There's meditation techniques where you do that and you focus on just kind of being nothing, and you're kind of amorphous. And because of that, like you don't have to, you know, kind of like your behavior isn't like constricted into like falling into like those buckets basically. Um right. And I guess like for example, for me, I don't like when I study for like a lot of hours of lead code or something like that, like I don't think, oh, I deserve a job. I did all of this stuff so I deserve it. I I don't have any of those thoughts. So, and because I don't have any of those thoughts, I don't know, I just don't feel like really like that bad to where it's like, oh shoot, man, like I actually want to shoot myself or anything like that. Like, yeah, I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think that like, and again, I'll say this again too, but like, yeah, if you're, my guess is going to be that if you take somebody and they're like super tied, whether it's a promotion, it is literally doesn't have to be getting a job. It could be a promotion. It could be getting a girlfriend. You have someone who's super, 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 super tied to that one thing, that one outcome. They need to ask the girl out. They need it to go well, because if they don't, then everything's screwed and everything's burned, right? Like when you have that, like in you're kind of giving up, you're surrendering your internal like happiness or whatever to something external. Like you can only go kind of like just ride the roller coaster of just going up and down, because you don't really get to control anything. And also like, yeah, but like all this stuff, I'll say this again, I'll plug this guy, but Dr. K is like super smart, and he's a Harvard psychiatrist. This is really me just copying Control C, Control V, taking all of his stuff. But um the one thing too, like this is what I was saying too, because I think probably some of you guys are actually really smart, but like why gifted kids are actually special needs. But this is him like explaining like the same thing that I'm just talking about, which is that like you get like a lot of perfectionists and anxiety, depression, and all that stuff that comes from just like having high expectations of being your smart person. You are smart. You can't avoid this. And so like now you have to play the role of, and you have to, you know, do that course of action. Anyways, okay. Okay, I'm gonna watch this video and then hopefully I can get some clips from that rant that I did. Axer 41. Okay. So then Casual Vim put this video and I was curious to watch it. Was curious. I don't know who this guy is at all. I don't know who he is at all. But I want to try something different, and I want to try something different. 1700, not quite, very close. Got a 1698. We're 2 points off. If it was a 9, it would have been 699, 699 with almost a 69 for tomorrow. That would have been quite the coincidence. But now this is where we're at. Top 13%. Top 13%. Oh yeah, but also I was gonna say, yeah, Dr. K does videos on like a ton of stuff too, not just like gifted kids. So like kids, ADHD, he talks about depression, of course, anxiety, and all that kind of stuff. If you're having trouble with any of that stuff, I would highly recommend giving him a listen, because it could make your life like 50 times better. 50 times less suffering, in my opinion. I don't know. I think if you're suffering, you can get some help. Okay, so listen to this guy. This is Jonathan Blow tips that made me consider quitting my job.
What would I say to someone starting their programming career at a web company using JavaScript? Okay, I'm very serious about this. Find a better job immediately where you are not using JavaScript, because this will affect your long-term development as a programmer. The beginning of your career, when you're young and have a lot of energy, is very important. You need to use it effectively because it'll determine your trajectory for the rest of your life, okay? If you start a career at a company that gives you mediocre things to do, you're gonna turn yourself into a mediocre web programmer. That's just what happens, okay? You need to go outside that. Do anything. Go work at SpaceX. Go intern at SpaceX.
Okay, also I was just this I agree with like the stuff he said before this, which is that like you can, if you work for mediocre companies, you'll get kind of like screwed and you won't actually learn a lot. And then 3 years down the line, when you have to like tell stories or whatever for your like senior, you know, your senior level interview, or like 6 years down the line or 10 years, whatever, if you have to tell stories for your senior, you know, for your senior job interview and you can't tell anything, you're cooked. You're screwed. So like you can get locked in for sure. You can get locked in for sure. This thing actually seems really stupid. Go work at SpaceX. Go intern at SpaceX. Wait, hold on.
And bring people fucking coffee.
And bring people coffee. What software engineer is doing that? That is so stupid. That does not happen. What software engineer has said, "Yeah, I interned at SpaceX and I was bringing people coffee"? I don't think that's what SpaceX is paying their interns $100,000 a year to do.
That'll be better for your career long term than doing web development at a web.
All right, I'll be right back to you on this. Oh, okay.
Non compro Laura più un gatto.
Sì, sì, ella me dijo que
No abrir ventanas.
sí, sí, porque sí, o también pues,
Que guardarlo ahí.
sí que puede cerrarlo.
Dejo cerrado. Cerrando yo organizo. Antes de ver que un poquito.
Sí, para que gracias.
Laura, no encontrar nada.
No, no.
Yo le dije que no pagara. Qué pena.
Sí, está bien, está bien.
No, yo no me acuerdo.
Sí,
Nada, nada ahí, nada.
sí. Okay. Well, it's not about the intern part, it's more about your career future. Yeah, like, right here, yeah. Can I get that YouTube link? Yeah, for sure. I can send it. I can send it. I'm about to watch the rest of it though, but yeah, you can get it. Well, yeah, but like the thing is that like why would he even say, like, everything he said before that was good, was good advice. But then he said get coffee. I mean, I guess if he's trying to say like, yeah, if you have the opportunity, but like SpaceX doesn't need interns to get, I mean, I don't know, maybe. I've never heard of that before. Now there are interns outside of the industry, outside of software engineering, where like getting coffee is a thing, but SpaceX that's a really weird just example to use. I probably would, I don't know, I wouldn't say that. And this, my guess is that this is like pretty recent. This is when SpaceX was a multi-billion-dollar company or something. Okay.
Web company, okay? Again, my rant about imposter syndrome is it's not, so there is a real psychological effect called imposter syndrome, but that's not what everybody on the internet is talking about, right? People on the internet seize that name.
Let's not get caught in the intern part. He's saying do anything else but web dev. Yeah, I also think that's kind of weird too, honestly. But like the real core though, I mean, I agree too with like most of what he's saying, right? Yeah, mediocre companies, that's the big part, right? Don't work for mediocre companies because you will stagnate. And that is true. That is true. The web dev part is not, it's not web dev is dying or anything like that. It's not. but just the mediocre. If you work for mediocre companies, you will have like, you know, mediocre skills, and not even necessarily. The core part is just that if you are not working, if you're not learning, you will hit a ceiling, and then once you hit this ceiling, you're not getting out of it. You gotta. It is, you know, it's hard to get out of it. Like you can just coast here, but like you already wasted so much time stuck at the ceiling.
And used it inappropriately for their accurate feeling that they don't know what they're doing at their job. Okay? Most people are bad at their job and don't know what they're doing. That's not a syndrome. That's an accurate depiction of the situation. And so to pretend it's not true, people want to pretend it's not true that they're bad at their job. They want to pretend that they're actually good.
I think I'm gonna put this on
and
2
it's
times
just
speed.
a mental issue. It's just confidence or something, right? No, it's just if you're bad at your job and your brain is telling you you're bad at your job, then just pay attention to that and try to figure out how to get better. The more time you spend working,
I guess so. I guess so. Oh, and Malvi, why not web dev? We schedule didn't explain, but yeah, I kind of explained it too. But like this guy is just saying like, just don't work for mediocre companies. I think it's probably maybe clipped out of context or something, but I really don't think this guy would say don't do web dev. Yeah, I don't think he would say that, but I think it's just mediocre companies that's the big part.
working in that space of your approximation to the thing that you want, the more time you spend becoming an expert in the field of this specific application that you're making, the better you get at that subfield of programming. And the better you get at that subfield, the better your decision making about technical issues in that field is going to be. So if you make hard decisions later, they will be made better, both by a more skilled person and with more contextual information than if you make those hard decisions early on, okay? So deferring these kind of decisions is actually important for good craftsmanship in some cases. It sounds paradoxical, because you would think good craftsmanship is just you see a problem and you like relentlessly solve it whenever you see one, but I don't find it to work that way. For new programmers, what would I broadly say about choosing a career path in programming? The same thing I always say, which is be careful what you choose, especially when you're very young, because when you're young, it's the time when you're really learning and the time when you're still defining yourself. I mean, you're always still defining yourself, but when you're young, you're especially doing that because you have less history behind you. And so if you go...
Oh my god, dude, this thing like keeps crashing. I don't know why. It normally does not happen. I've gone like at least 10 days without it constantly crashing. I might need to buy another like docking station or something. This is so stupid. And also, every time this happens too, I think it sometimes like just stops the screen, so then like it doesn't actually update.
You go somewhere mediocre.
Oh no, he says don't do web dev. He says that? Bro, that is a hot take. That's a hot take for sure. Okay.
And you learn from people who are doing mediocre work. You're going to be defining yourself as someone who doesn't do things that are particularly good or particularly special. That's just reality. People don't like it when I say that way, but that just is what it is. That's what happens. If you're lucky, you can break yourself out of that later, but better never to be in that situation. So choose where you work and who you work with very carefully. Because there hasn't been selection pressure on programming culture, whether or not you believe me about whether the current culture is right or not, you could at least expect that there's not that much reason for it to be right. There's like a very mild constraint that your program does kind of have to run, and that's a reality check, but that's getting looser all the time anyway. Like look at how many more and more...
Axer redeemed. Walk outside and see Columbia. Going out to see Columbia. I need to... I'll keep you up on that, Axer. Give me a second. At some point. I think I need to like... Wait, hold on. Because the problem is I need like I need to change my SIM card. That might have to be tomorrow, honestly. Yeah, Axer, I'll give me, I guess maybe like maybe an hour for me to see. Guy has 30 years of experience. He's making C++ replacement. This guy, Jonathan.
and more programmers are hired just to make a simple program run now.
Refund, refund. Refund, refund. I don't even know how to refund, bro. I don't even know how to refund. I could do it on data, but let me finish this video and then I'll do it very, very briefly on data. I'll do it very briefly on data. I have to finish this video though. Got 4 minutes left, even 2 minutes because it's on
Like
2 times speed.
people spend years at web companies working on individual web pages that are about the complexity of something I would program in BASIC when I was in high school in like a couple of weeks or a week or something, right? It's just crazy at this point. I think it's still possible to pivot later on in life to try and pursue what you feel is your true passion while taking more financial.
What is he talking about? Why are these like clips so hard out of context?
Like people spend years at web companies working on individual web pages that are about the complexity of something I would program in BASIC when I was in high school in like a couple
What? I don't know what he's talking about, bro.
weeks or a week or something, right? It's just crazy at this point. I think it's still possible to pivot later on in life.
Yeah, Axel, just let me finish the video and then I'll turn on my data for a bit. The problem is I have a Google Simplify. I'm going to change my
life to try and pursue what you feel is your true passion while taking a more financially stable choice in the present. No, I think people tell themselves all the time they're going to do that and then they just age into their financially stable choice. That's just what happens. I think either you're willing to take risks or you're not. And your propensity for taking risks will only be reduced as you age. You'll never, it's not like you get 10 years older and feel like way more radical than you did when you were 23. That's not how that works, okay? When you're 43, you'll have way, way more reasons to be conservative than when you were 23. So if you don't learn to take risks now, you will not do it later. If you have money.
Also, that part's true too. That's like probably a big reason too why I decided to like quit my job to just travel in Colombia for like 2 years. Is because like you don't have children. Like children's like that's a really big thing. That's a really big commitment, right? You don't get to just like say, oh hey, like kids, I'm gonna drop you out of school and we'll live in a different country, or like, oh, I'm gonna quit my job or something, right? Like you gotta have stuff. Yeah, but I don't think inverses really needs to take any risks anyways. Like I don't think it's a bad thing, I guess. Yeah, but I mean, I think you get the opportunity to if you really want to. I don't think it's like I think like a lot of people just really just want to go up in life. And like, but like, yeah, again, this is kind of the risk thing. So like, they don't want any risk associated on this, but like, you can actually just go down. That's like, fine. But I don't know. I think either or is fine if you really want to.
Of any magnitude, and you have a theory about how to do something productive, then you should invest that money in your own theory. Because, I mean, if you believe it has a good chance of being right, because you're most in control of that, and there are fewest middlemen skimming off of that, right? So the highest return comes from you investing that money in your own idea. So all these things like putting it in an index fund or a mutual fund or whatever, bonds, that's all for if you don't have an idea of how to make any money, which is fine for people who don't want to have an idea or don't want to take any risks. But if you do, there are better things to do. The people who succeed do stuff that nobody else was doing.
I don't know, that sounds very dangerous advice, but I'm not sure. Actually, I probably do not like this guy at all. A lot of this stuff sounds really
doing because the other
probably just like bad. Probably just bad.
The other people talk themselves out of doing the thing, right? That's the secret that you have to know. Everybody is talking themselves out of success all the time. And I'm not trying to sound too self-help guru-y about that because self-help people give me the creepies, but it's true. People talk themselves out of success every day. It's weird. Like, why would human beings do that? But they do it. Once you learn to see it, you see it all the time, all right? But you need to stand out from other people in order to really succeed at a lot of things. And people are afraid of standing out from other people because when you stand out from the herd, you get taken down by a mountain lion or whatever, right? So people have strong resistance to that. Certain people, other people don't, right? People with high risk tolerance don't have those aversions to the same degree. And so you might be doing that. I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know what your personality is like, but you might be doing that. You might be just looking for ways to not succeed while thinking that you tried your hardest. That is definitely a thing that people do. For me, there's not that much question that I'm going to finish the things that I do because I've learned the secret of that. And the secret of that is you just do the stuff that you say you're going to do. It's really not hard, but most people don't do it, right? Okay, this is the sad fact, right? Most people are bad at programming. Most people who are good at programming are really busy. They're not usually the people giving you advice about how to program. By Sturgeon's law, almost all advice you'll see on the internet about how to program is bad. So, I mean, If you have absolutely no idea how to program, then I guess you go on the internet and you look for a little bit, like enough to get traction. But if you know how to program a little bit, you probably know better than the average advice on the internet. All right.
Okay,
So
yeah, no, I disagree probably with like maybe half of what this guy says from these clips. I don't know who made these clips, but these are really bad. They're lacking a lot of context. Like this is actually kind of insane. But if you've seen like maybe the full context of this guy saying, but like this is really bad. His clips are put out of context. It's like, yeah, these are, but like this idea that like the programming advice, most programming advice on the internet is bad. What? Maybe, possibly, kind of, but like your best thing is just to build stuff. Then yeah, like that is true too. That's kind of true. You'll get better not watching tutorials and getting stuck, into tutorial hell or whatever. But oh man, that's dicey. Okay. Anyways, that's it. Okay. And Axer says he wants to see Columbia, so I will apparently not do the Leetcode problem that I was planning to do, and instead go to walk around Columbia. Cool. Axer, are you still here? You're gonna stream on my phone? Yeah, we're gonna stream on my phone. Stream on my phone. Let me see. You do it when you're free. Yeah, we can do it now. Leetcode is the priority. It is the priority. Getting those Leetcode gains. Also, how big did your profile? How big did your rating go up? Yeah, I remember you like just solved it and you like dipped early. You didn't bother solving the Q4 because like nobody solved it. Did or do you share your Leetcode profile or no? Can I even post someone else's Twitch link? Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Go for it, casual Vim. You're at 1915. Dang. Better than Enrosis. Okay, I'm gonna I guess change like the stream title too. And then we're gonna change the category real quick to this thing. I probably should have did this at the start, but yeah, oh well. TRRJ, the real Raymond Jones. The real Raymond Jones. Back at it. Axer redeemed the go to round walk around Columbia thing, so I'm gonna do that. Probably for like 10 minutes. And then we'll go. You're hitting 2K in 45 days. Really? You are? You're on the grind? Let me I need to find my 7, 8. Okay, cool. Okay, we got this set up. Can I like just stream directly on my phone or? I think I have to use Streamlabs. Yeah, can I even put the switch link? Yeah. Hexer Rich AF. When you streaming, I think I can hit 2K. I choke so bad in like some contests. Not until I become good enough to stream. So after night, is it all mathy to get to garden? I don't know. It's more mental. Sag. I think you know all the concepts to get to Guardian, but the composure and contest matters a lot. Interesting, interesting. Okay, and Costco told me that they are still deciding. So we'll see if I get the Costco interview loop. LFG, get that 0.7K. Okay, cool. I'm gonna we'll do this thing. I'm gonna end the stream so I can transfer this to my phone, I think. Because I don't think I can just like I don't think I can just do it. And yeah, I think that's it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. And then I'm gonna restart the stream. So I'll see you guys and then I'll walk for a bit. Yeah, I'll be right back and give me 3 minutes.